I'm bored. I am bored. I'm about to charge my phone for a while and I'm just sitting in my apartment. And hi guys. I'm a victim of a hate crime. Mostly everyone, my family of origin is disgusting. Their measures, tapes, and rapist and personality process. Disgusting. They're deplorable. They're so gross. Years. What else? What else? What else? So I'm seeking the death penalty for mostly everyone in my family of origin. Stand for me, the same from that tries to rape me, that tries to rape Jaden, that tries to rape the mommy, that would cause me to separate the family. They're so basura. They don't even deny it. This thing never changed. They even seek improvement ever. So terrorists. What else? And maintain beautifully. In person, beautiful. It's air-defined, it's satisfied, it's satisfied. Straight to my home, Arlene Lorenzo, our shop INTAYINFEY. Little funny campaign is GoFundMe. Arlene Lorenzo Salon. It was very what else? Always lovely too. What else? Anyway, I'll always commend them for my Selassie. Because it's a hold on, love you. What else? And due to my poverty, I don't date people, and due to my family, for the most part, to like whoever I date, I don't date you. I don't want to be with someone in here that my family wanted. And those people that I live on are stalking me. Found out about that person and raped it and extorted money out of that person. What else? I'm heading soon to Guadalupe Shrine Church. What else? I should say we're good on Sunday. Now that I was part of my family of origin and see that happen. I used to do like that. Exposing of how gross one's family of origin is. To to feel comfortable to be out there dating, hoping that those people that still can one and stop one and force and rape will stop forcing and raping and stalking and stealing. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So much. So disgusting. They're trying to attract the lowest level. So they speak a lot about Latino culture. They take their experts and they try to pretend that the rest of their victims of them are Latinos poor. So basically, they're just with a firefighter uniform, saying, "Oh, firefighter, firefighter," with no skills. Oh, they're so disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. So, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Who's gifting me money today? Who's gifting me? What else? Which happier and I can go. What else? What else? What else? What else? I want you to believe in. It is all you are. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I got this possible good CVS alarms already. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I am bored. You can take off the receipt hill that like 2017. They traffic 1 and 2 property in roads. We'll see it. As a man. As if one doesn't know how to access so good. She thought with her being poor, she can so needy. She won't be able to deny these lips. That's how they speak. They're sort of cuando se mata o cuando algo se va qué gente tan fuerte. Oh, nice. You're hungry, you need money, there's glass on the center. No, I'm shooting videos. My personal life, my pleasure, but aunque los ciudadanos son los neighbors. Es una cueva basura que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roban mi dinero, me roban mi vehículo, me hacen un buen recibo. El Albert ese basura, Alex también puerco, el Antonio Capizano ese que asco dan. Me roban mi dinero, so hay gente que les digo voy a recibir money and then they go llorando a la gente. Ay, mamá, me pena porque el niño es a terrible life. He's been raping for more than 30 years. Yeah. Es una sensación perfecta. You can decapitate Berlin Jean. You can decapitate Rain Jeans. You can decapitate Leon. You can decapitate Carolina Chavez. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sus sons that raped me to steal my money, that get me to wage some money. Dame más paciente, son basura. They try to create already onto one. To create onto one. You dirty worse than sea vomit. You can decapitate Cyrus Feynman. You can decapitate. Who else are gonna Sarah Francis that stalks me, steals my home, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me, receives money, steals my money, steals my identity, me puedo corazón. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas, you can decapitate Luna Barnes, you can decapitate Christina Martinez, you can decapitate Leah Sancho. They're so disgusting. They went through a hate crime towards me, they're disgusting. You can decapitate Sonia Varela Chapman, who I never think about. They think we're close because they steal from me. They might think about my religion, they're loyal New Zealand. They think that I include them in my life. What else? Oh, so they're still down. Wanna know what they're saying right now? Just like they confessed trying to rape Mila Jamie as a decades ago. Over for her porque y baos de pobreza. Baos de pobreza no es baos de muerte. Baos de pobreza still requires money. And then there's that other guy that I ran into a Royal Blue grocery. They were assessing his outfit. And I'm like, she doesn't need that much money. Is he always money? Or does he wear really enough with penis so he can have his penis ready? At the end, Mrs. Sweet. So instead of stopping stealing from me and stopping getting in the way of receiving money, they assess who they think I'm gonna be with. Neither one of them. Ew, they're playing Barbies with me. With my persona, I've been saying that since I was like 3 years old. Ew, they're so gross. There's nothing sexy or powerful about that. They're that stupid, they're that dumb. That's not what the FBI says. That's not what those people got lynched thousands of years ago said. What else? Dan un asco. They're placing bets. So no se va a quedar con Andrew luego de que lo vio en Corazón de Center, ni con Alex luego que lo vio en Travis Parker. Nena, lindo, no. Ese día del videito, ese era eso. Entonces no se va a quedar con el Anthony Capizano Pues entonces se lo voy a presentar ya finalmente. Puede ser Dios, se quiere quedar con él. Having that behind this one. What else? Si Arlene no se quiere quedar con él, yo finalmente le voy a presentar el Anthony Capizano a mi amiga. Este era el último chance de Anthony Capizano con Arlene. Who said that he had any chance at that? And that's how they speak. They're like, este era el último chance de Anthony Capizano con Arlene. Those kids don't even put the effort. They're kids. They're not men. Benjamin was so embarrassed when he had to take them, or they took themselves shopping to the men's section, and they aren't men. What else? So at the expense of my health, sadly, he's trying to just get his kids to be men for at least one day. They're deplorable. Ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Dame un asco. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You can decapitate Jorge Aviles that raped me in 2016. You can decapitate Michael Norman that raped me in 2016. They sent me the younger boyfriend type. A ver si yo me separaba de ella y hacía las ridiculas de decir, I'm still young and sexy, guys. Look at this 20-something-year-old that I'm dating at 30-something. They're disgusting. They're so gross. I'm like, okay, fuck you, or I'm gonna have to take you to dinner, talk to you a few more times after you rape me, just to feel good about myself all over it, but I don't feel that bad. And you wish that I would get a pot. And they always do my work. I met Michael Norman when I was in my teens. So after he and I had sex, and I was like so heartbroken that he raped me. He's like, you're behaving like a teenager. I'm like, I'm keeping this phrase in my mind, not ruminating about it, but what he's doing, but he's being respectful. He's like, you're behaving like a teenager. Anyways, like when I said that to my mama, so I met him when I was a teen. He was a little kid. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Those people that stalk me, they're like, well, we have to get her raped by her. Now, okay, ew. And then they're like, hopefully she becomes the sensei, yay, I'm finally returned. The younger husband. Ha ha ha, give me this little. Your dick doesn't move like this because they want me to completely detach myself from my baby daddy. For them to have an opportunity with it. Those people are murderers, thieves, and rapists. I don't even know how Daddy got into saying my mom was all my rage. He possibly found her in Bumble and thought that she was a grown. What else? And thank you, Edgar, for stalking me with the AT&T family plan. In 2017, while Jorge Aviles was raping me, I'm like, my baby daddy knows where I am at. Good morning. My baby daddy knows where I'm. Okay, my baby daddy knows that I'm polyamorous, so he's possibly maybe checking up on me and making sure that I stay safe. So the way that they showed up was so rude, so rude, so rude. And also sending a message that he didn't get in the way of me dating Jorge. So I cares very much about my commander. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Also, that's why I don't need to. Like, I process that in the moment. I didn't say it out loud. So that's why I don't need to confer with the rapist, murderer, and thief, and stalker, and hostage taker que me roba mi dinero and be like, by the way, Edgar, inmediatamente a la hora de violar me puso un family plan en mi teléfono that he could stalk where I was at all times. And without getting in the way of me doing. What else? 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 He did take away my key one day from my vehicle. There were other houses that were chill in my home. One day I didn't even want to stay home. So it's like just to go to work, put in your key right here. You can't have it. I filed the police report in 2017. Not anything specific. I was just feeling overwhelmed. What else? What else? What else? With those hoes that were stalking me at launch, showing me how to work, and not having any money, or having a space and leaving what else? 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 I'm bored. So that's not what's happening. I'm like, I'm not talking to my family about it. I think I've heard of some of my primas going through this. One possibly genuinely had someone in her life that was possibly very much not into these feelings, and people had to teach him how, or harassment. Pero what they did, those people that I grew up around, they've learned those patterns of behavior. And they're like, well, if we steal Arlene from her, if we steal Arlene from Arlene and pretend Arlene is Latino poor, because that's what people were saying to the daughter of the female aggressor. What you're doing is what you watch telenovelas. It's just entertainment, the way that you're speaking to her, you're not processing your feelings right. So they're like, Latino poor? I must hurt someone with a story like that. What else? In the meantime, how many of my marriages han sido legendarios para sus padres? Esa tipo me acuerdo, she steals my money, se queda en casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi dinero, and gets in the way of me receiving money. Even the copy that you need in my services, even the copy that you need. That said to me in my teens that it's so easy to rape for journalists and reach a hill due to my illusion. And they need to stay my home without my permission and steal my vehicle. Dude, cueros asquerosa. They thought I would become their best friend or I would never expose them or I don't even want to say the word sex. Oh my goodness. Ew, 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 ew. Have you heard of those? They're like, no. Just to find a husband. She won't want to be talking about sex or her being raped. Rape is right there, happened already. I don't dwell on it. And I don't bring it on to my next experience. What else? 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 I'm bored. Jerry Garcia was the best sex ever. What else? What else? What else? What else? Decades before I had sex with me. Before I had sex with me. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. So cute. I then later saw him outside of Timber at a restaurant. So but I had to work that day. So I was on my way to work at Nordstrom. He's like, look at my direction. I'm ready. I'll meet you in your apartment. I'm like, nice offer, but I can't. What else? 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 I didn't remember until after. Way after. But I didn't turn him away because of that. I turned him away because I had to work. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And then there was another one that I was talking to her, literally knowing that again because I was working and so overwhelmed. But Lord have just raped me and we possibly know each other's kids. And I then saw her while I was in my artwork at that street event that let's see, Arlene Lorenzo. It was so pretty. It was like, your perspective was like beautiful. Like me or not bright. Like, oh, and qué lindo es. That I kept that to myself. Very much. What else? What else? What else? What else? So pretty. What else? What else? What else? What else? Then there was that guy that works at Neiman Marcus that I matched with. And then I saw him, I was eating at the E-bar and we're still on my day off and he was there like awkward, still no. What else? What else? What else? And even Marcus, I was running out of money. Back then, the map and suicide. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? So then Andrew steal my money and terrorize Gloria with, ven, no te perdiste nada. They find your ex-lovers. After done with Riesling with Arlene, porque yo te visité y te metí. So tipo un puerco y took her hostage. Ew, he's a terrible, he's disgusting. I remember not being able to take myself to the library and all of people just to not run into him. Okay, when I meet someone at the library, I want it to be someone that isn't the people that are raped, that have raped me. And they were terrorists in my own bedroom. He's like, I can't ask down, okay? If you're here in your parents' home, you need to take yourself to the library so that I can learn if you know how to get to dinner at 5 or not. He tries to be a pimp, so I'm like, he's not gonna pimp me out today. So basically, that's what he does. He calls it get dates. But what he's looking is for little prostitutes to pimp. So I'm like, I don't need her to learn my skills. That if I know how to get somewhere, lo que me pongo, lo que no me pongo, de ropa. Or my routine for him, that's when he was dramatic, God forbid. And then pimp me to people. He's already drunk me I don't ever want him here. They're so disgusting. They're so disgusting. Ew. They don't realize that one can make like that and hates it. Ew. You can decapitate me from this horas. Just the only money that I can enjoy what you're saying. It's beautiful weather today. I'm leaving soon. What else is got here? Our Lord, our Lord. What else? Oh Lord, let's give to everybody today. What else? You can decapitate all those people that are around that steal my money, get no emergency money, steal my vehicles, and steal my home. Trying to lure me into a conversation to sexually harass me and ask me if they're next having sex with me. Those people don't take no for an answer, so gross. Yeah, they're embarrassing too. Until the one rejects, they're like, I'm still in, guys, I'm still in. I need her to have sex with me. I need her touch for me to be popular because I want her illegal prostitute. So gross. They're like, she's a high profile candidate. And I'm like, mostly all those people I see them as relatives of my parents, and they see me as a high profile. What else? Ew. They're so gross. Ew. What else? Blood. They're disgusting. They're not living, they're just stealing from me to be like, I'm in a music video now. Look at me in Arlene's car. Look at me with Arlene's dress. Look at me in Arlene's home. I'm in a music video now. Eat for decades already. They're so gross. They're so disgusting. In the meantime, this thing. I just did this morning. I had at least 4 when I was 19. Because illegal prostitutes stole them from me, and I think it's also anyone that sucks his dick. He goes on and gives my personal property to him. And he thinks that I'm gonna take him on a date. I can see through him that he's a drug addict and a pimp. And that's illegal. I wouldn't ever put myself in a situation where he's gonna start pimping me. Es un asco. He just does it to ruin my life too. He's like, oh, that's not goody to shoot there. I'm very sure she starves. Unless she becomes an illegal prostitute, so daddy can love me more than he loves Arlene. Okay, happens to be my second cousin. A los 50 y pico de años, 40 y pico de años, vying after rehabilitation. Ew. Anyways, I'm telling the FBI security. It's just the United States International Criminal Court. What else? Speaking of that penalty. Alright, everyone, let's see what's for me. That's in the way of your saving. It's June 18, 2025. You can decapitation then Malave. If he stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of mercy. And or pays people illegally to misrepresent me. I heard that he hires hookers to pretend that they're ew. There were no good candidates for me today while I was around me. And then they go on to even go further into stealing from one's property so that one can't find people permanently. That's capital punishment for that. I'm hoping they get the death penalty immediately. For real, I'll testify against them. What else? These videos may be not so much informally being used by a court of justice to determine the outcome for those people that steal from me. I don't obsess or dwell on the fact of if those people don't get the death penalty because they're laughable to the FBI. In the FBI could be like, girl, I never think about them like you, that you can kill them in self-defense. I always ignore them. They have no potential, not even for killing. I've heard. Anyways, what else? I want to shop with Jada and Kaylani in Tampa next week. Who's gifting me money today? What else? I'm bored. In the meantime, how many of my marriages has ruined? By staying in my homes without my permission, stealing my vehicles, getting in the way of your safe money, and stealing my money. You can decapitate her. Edgar asked me to kill her decades ago. Some of them having sons and sons, even some that have raped me, asked me to kill her decades ago. But she doesn't exist to me. Ever. She lives obsessed with me. Una asquerosidad. Una puerca asquerosa es basura. She fakes relationships with people, thinking that after they rape me that I'm gonna go on to talk to her, like if I don't see through her grossness. Bruta. For her to be like, ay, a ti te violó y mira toda esta cita que Jorge Avilés me llevó. She does premeditated trying to get me to kill myself just because I'm pretty, just because I'm smart. I got it in writing from her. Anyways, was that a confession? Through that Arlene Lorenzo account? I always think that you are prettier and smarter than me. Like, oh, this is so easy to get a confession from her. I don't even know what to say. I don't even remember the specifics of what she steals from me and gets in the way of me having that belongs to me. Pero when I was typing on Instagram, qué bonita bandera. And these are my kids. Jaden and Kaylani. I'm like, let me guess. If I go on to type on Facebook, my probing is gonna come out naturally, but I don't like probing. And stay away from talking to all of them like I've had for decades, but I don't talk to them privately, even though we were Facebook friends. Aguerosaura Soto Rosa and Ginny Yendaliris Lorenzo Suárez confiesan que me roban mi dinero y me quieren matar. For no good reason. I didn't think Sonia Alvaro would show up. I don't know her. Or Carolina Chavez, que asco. Ew, 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 ew. So I'm like, wow, more confessions here. Gustavo Brennan. Excuse me, Gustavo. Y que se cree que lo voy a pelear por Liam Baker. This new show. I know at the same time that I'm also a better abuse people. And I everything that I did. What was Gustavo after? I still enamorada de David. To mock me and be like, girl, you got raped. I filed a police report against David Ledesma a few weeks ago for raping me. That train looks so cute. Stop there. So I'm like, okay, keep going. Keep going. I'm like, I'm making this post public. Porque I have to have one relative that's taking screenshots of this and sending it to the FBI if the FBI itself isn't reading. Or SAPD at least, or la policía en Puerto Rico. What else? What else? What else? Porque sometimes they gauge one's safety. That way. What else? So you can decapitate Carolina Chavez. You can decapitate Daniel Varado Chapman. You can decapitate Osvaldo Soto Rosa. You can decapitate Jimmy Tendaliris and Lorenzo Suarez. Dan un asco. They're disgusting. What else? I'm bored. I am bored. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. They have raped me. That's the only money they get in the way of nursing money. What else? Just to see drama show up on my Facebook page for him to masturbate to. Es un puerco, ese tipo es un asco. Y los people call him asco en la Puerto Rico. Ew. That's why he sends his hoes to verbally abuse me. And they want him exposed because they think I'm gonna kill myself. So they're like, deja, que ya se recuerde. As if when I'm typing, I'm like, okay, asco. I just responded to this. Esos cueros asquerosos hijos de Benjamín Suárez Lorenzo se deben estar masturbando a esto porque eso es tan asco, por eso que me roban mi dinero. Anyways, bruta. Gustavo Cáceres, you can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres, you can decapitate David Ledesma. So that was my response. Qué tipo bruto, qué tipa tan bruta. And I'm never talking to these people privately. What else? What else? You can decapitate Jorge Avilés. You can decapitate Michael Norman. What else? I'm bored. I am bored. So they thought, they're like, wow, she hasn't killed herself. Cuando se recuerde que Andrew se está masturbando a todas estas conversaciones, entonces se mata. So they're like, it needs to be like alguien que le recuerde que ellos existen. Ew, como si yo no me recordara que ellos existen. They think they're in my head, literally. They don't know and they won't ever know what a person is thinking all the time. Se la ha dicho ya muchas veces. They're disgusting. Ew. Dan un asco. They're disgusting. I'm bored. What else? Dan asco. They're disgusting. Then they send David Lorenzo to call me. Were they on speakerphone, like hearing as if I was saying hi to them? Esos nenes no tienen social skills. Dan un asco. I've heard they do that. They're like, dale fulano, llámale, ponle en speaker. And they're smiling como si la persona estuviera hablando con él. They're like, wow, she said the word hi. Ew. So cuando ese tipo approach me, ew, I'm like, ew, his pimp must be by his side. Fo, que asco da esta gente. You can decapitate David Lorenzo. if he gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money, steals my home, steals my vehicles. I hadn't talked to him in decades, and I don't consider him a part of my life ever. Those people that I grew up around are disgusting. They're fame seekers. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. Don't know hibara. Ew, 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 ew. They're worse than hillbillies. They're so gross. In the meantime, I need a dental visit. I haven't seen the dentist in 5 years plus, and I'd like to see one at Brighton, though I don't mind visiting this clinic. It's so close by. I possibly order an Uber ride to take me from my apartment to here. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. 2 people are watching. One has liked this post. David, desmayo se pensaba que while I was with Edgar, yo pensaba en él. Ellos se inventan un noviazgo en su cabeza para violar a una. Son basura, son una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. I've never invited him in my life. He's disgusting. Ew, he's so gross. Blech. Ew, ew, ew. Dan un asco. They're disgusting. Were they conferring behind the scenes? They're like, where are the news for us? Well, she's with the baby papa. I don't have any other significant other than Edgar Muñoz Carrero. And my vagina was on his face all the time, so I don't need to be taking pictures of it. Ellos inventan that they're with one. Ew. So that when they see content of one, they're like, oh, that birthday cake that she posted, it's not my birthday, but she possibly doesn't remember. So I'm just gonna think that she meant it for me. Like a random birthday cake. I know I may have. What else? Ew, so I've been laughing at them. I'll post it. Very cute. Like my subconscious stuff. I was like, this isn't for you. I want to say here's my friend. I'm gonna visit this place when I have money. What else? So they're trying to force me. Anticipating the... I wouldn't expose them. They'll be like, okay, voy a hacer como el fraile. Acepto vows de pobreza. For them to rape me in their dreams, they're like, wow, does she not know what those vows of pobreza mean? They're that low, they're that disgusting. They're people that I grew up around, they're of adult age for decades already. They're embarrassing. They're so aggressive, they rape. Ew. Ew, they cause starvation. Trying for one to get sexually aroused by men. They're disgusting. Their end goal is to kill one just for fun. They're disgusting. I'm appalled that they're still alive. You can decapitate Joan Alvarez. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that raped me this time. I didn't know ever received money. They have a hate crime towards me because I won't have sex with them. Entonces they group with la grupera asquerosa esa And they're like, no te preocupes, baby, que yo por ti la voy a matar también por ella rehusarse a no tener relaciones sexuales contigo. No te preocupes, baby, yo la voy a matar a ella. Y... Entonces ya llegaron al point that they say very grossly, but I rolled my eyes. Sunday was in attendance to some parties where people spoke like that. Oh, ella sabe lo que ese pelo natural vale y por eso no está llorando, que está enseñando las canas. They're always Asian. They're like, so is she strip club? But the little Seneca, or more like modelo beer, or stuff like that, or supplies gas coffee. I don't even know what gas coffee is, or maybe a little bit of electrical repair. Porque they see one as an illegal prostitute. When one is illegally prostituting oneself, they see one as competition in sex, as if una le está quitando lo que pertenece. Ellas no querían un maldito bulto en la tienda Rockers, uno se lo compra y entonces están diciendo, ay, pero porque ya lo tiene, quizás me hubiese gustado, quizás lo iba a comprar. O lo iba a comprar para un regalo. Mentira, mentira, mentira. El bulto ni me gusta. Pero voy a decir que yo lo quería o que lo hubiese regalado para que ella se arrepienta de comprarlo. What? So con esa gente no vale la pena hablar. Ew. That was decades ago. Why do I need a breakfast today? So, no. That's not. I want to get a watch. I want to stop. I Trump's parking there on number 2. I heard over to there's not on. Let's see if there's not to the breakfast. See if they can manage it. They were going to threaten me to not say the time that they do not show publicly, so they will want to say it's dangerous for you to post your address online. It's just that it takes me personally how I know how to get back to it every single time. That I don't have Alzheimer's, so they claim that I have Alzheimer's because I refuse to let them read me. They claim that I'm talking when I'm not. So they're don't say the time ever. I'll help you with the bus routes. I'm like, I don't need help with that. Decades ago, they want to give the impression that I need them in my life somehow. Or they won't want to bother one's kids and become that mom that's like, no puedo llegar a la guagua y el nene está en Cincinnati y no en San Antonio. Y el nene becomes overwhelmed, la nena becomes overwhelmed, like, mommy, you text a number. Try to find the energy to do that yourself. So they are so abused that they're literally calling their kid and saying, send me a screenshot. Send a text to 52020 with bus route 96269. And then send me a screenshot of what time it is. And that's the safety that people say. They're so abused, so afraid that they're telling their kids every step of where they are every minute of the day. Me monté en esta guagua, me voy a... And some of them don't realize it, that they're doing it. I heard decades ago when my family origin was abusing them. they're inconveniencing their kids, but like, okay, me monté ahora en esta guagua. They're afraid to go outside. Or that they could never see them again. Or some Serbia. What else? In the meantime, congratulations to my having such a successful. That rape me, that's stealing money, that get in the way of your saving money, that steal my vehicles, that steal my homes, and teenage and the latest students as well as on their what? 40-something anniversary, gente. Ellos me roban mi dinero, mi casa, mi vehículo para dárselo a ella porque ella es la que le mama el pene. Dan un asco. They're disgusting. That's why I don't, to me, their coquí no hacen nada. If you see a picture of something that they do, es robado. Even if they put the money from themselves towards it, es robado because they get in the way of my sex life, trying to rape me, trying to make me feel less than. Y yo, ese tipo es un cuero asqueroso, es una basura. It doesn't want to run out of sex, they don't have sex. They're like animals on top of each other. They're disgusting. This fire station's what else? I'm gonna watch TV at the Grand Hyatt. I'm gonna shop at H&M today. I wanna eat first watch today. What else? What else? So my siblings are that gross that they're saying to Andrew como que no va a haber sleepover, como que ya lleva un año allí y no ha progresado financieramente y no se va a prostituir legalmente contigo para que tú le devuelvas su dinero. Como que no va a haber sleepover. Ellos se inventaron un sleepover conmigo. So they're beating me up emotionally, financially, physically, with starvation for never asking them on a sleepover into my parents' home. These are people that are in their 50s already, at least one of them. Who said that I host movies and sleepovers? He who wants to survive is who needed to make the invite, that's it. No invitarse a mi vida and try to direct it. It's disgusting. Casual sex only. I'm polyamorous anyways. And they're trying to kill me because I didn't invite them to a sleepover in my parents' home. I'm like literally the type that just wants to have people that when I run into them. Oh, lovely to see you on Tinder because I was smoking. Let's hang out. They're so gross. They became so violent towards me, but I suspect that they wanted to kill me before my birth. Like, they're so disrespectful to births. They're like, a tu mamá se le rompió el condón. No te pudieron tirar en la basura. Ew. So I don't ever pursue a relationship with such disaster. Ew. Money today. They're trying to kill the girl that promotes early literacy on Facebook. So they make it obvious that they're trying to rape me and trying to rape Jada and trying to rape Kimberly. Que no comentaron, like, ay, qué lindo está hacer en el leyenda. Ya sabe lo de 16. They try to force one to have children that are independent for them to rape. They're disgusting. They're so gross. Ew. And I knew back then when I posted, I'm like, that those people that are around still have hate crime towards me. But how I still am a victim of that.
This bus continues at Route 75, West Commerce.
Basically, they separated me from my dad because he didn't have me. Este tipo es un cuero, el Andrew ese y el Albert son unos ñoños. El Anthony Camisano ese particularmente. Dan un asco. They constantly saw me in orgies with my dad and they're like, well, I can't compete with her dad, so we must separate her. Ella estará enamorada de mi papá porque mi papá se lo metió ahí en una orgía. They're always so que Margarita Correa. You think Margarita Correa is a bully on Facebook? They're just the same like her. They're disgusting.
Approaching Martin and St. Mary's.
Ganda kapte Margarita Correa. Yung ganda kapte na yung sa Santa Britney sa may Manila Villanueva Museum. It's June 1819. June 1820. What else? I'm so bored. I've been seeing a lot of blue lately. Light blue, bright blue. I want pizza today. And they think that I'm gonna convert tomorrow and be like, what did you all wear with the money that you steal from me? And I don't have food and I don't have anything to wear today.
Approaching May.
Wishful thinkers are so gross. They think that at one point I will show up. Dan un asco. Don't ask. My Facebook was, yes, I am aware they exist and I'm ignoring it on purpose. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And there, we are with all these girls this near me. I'm speech impaired and I can't get to the FBI office quick enough to say that these people are stalking me. He paid them to join the military and be near me. He sucked dick illegally, I heard. Get them to a certain base where there was gonna be Es un cuero asqueroso. Does he Photoshop himself in pictures where I'm with his hoes? Like he was there with me? That has to be disgusting. Él está enfermo, una asquerosidad. What else? And I assumed that before my birth he was already. So I don't make the assumption that I was his first love. He's obsessed with me and healthy. There's no such thing as that. He's very disrespectful. So into casual sex, I agree. Okay, doesn't want to be like a true casual sex, or that is just so very chill. It's like he's so into unattachment that he goes offending people by, la hermana está más buena, pero me las clavé las dos. Uy, tú no, tú eres fea, pero por te violé y tu hermana me encanta las tetas que tiene, wow. That's not casual sex. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. Right food there. Also, if I send her one at now at 14, to Central Plaza, I could show up at Central Market and then go back there. Everybody to go. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to do a garden next week. I want to dance at 19 next week. I don't do sex by referral, so far off you. Whenever I into are just beautiful men on the outside. It's dark me on purpose. Even my baby daddy upset at the amount of drama that they attract to themselves. That reminds me of my existence all the time, without me intending for that to happen. They're so disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? They're like, kiss me, but don't. Kiss me, don't. What if Arlene finds out that we're together? Kiss me, but don't. I went into 2020, I'm like, I'm not a Gianni Versace wannabe situation. So I don't confer with those leeches holes behind the scene. Definitely a strategy. For what purpose? Oh, look at you, your balls are bigger. Nice. Congratulations to you. That's what they want to hear? O rodeado de todas las illegal prostitutes que le dan servicio a la I'm not the FBI. Dame más. What else?
Central Boston.
I'm gonna take myself to the beach next week. I don't know what. Oh, because I'm going to search something mistake or something else. When does 68 get here? What else? They're so boring. They're so wrong. Seriously, if they're comparing group chats just to hear me say congratulations, your ball has gotten bigger. Bye. I'd rather be on Tinder. Strangers are so fun. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, I missed it. Some people get used to it. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, I think the last time there was as long as when I had dated people. I didn't color it. I left it natural. What else? What else?
Approaching UTSA downtown campus. Please remain seated and hold on while the bus is in motion and until the bus comes to a complete stop. Por favor de permanecer sentados y sujetados mientras amamos mientras el autobús está en movimiento y hasta que este se ponga por completo.
I may just hang out with the therapist.
Older adults and persons with a disability who require special accommodation may exit through the front door. Los adultos mayores y las personas con una discapacidad que requieren acomodaciones especiales pueden salir a través de la puerta principal.
I'm turning on my phone. I'm gonna need it possibly. So let's go. There's no sit down meal. I gotta push my shirt.